Did you know an estimated 6,000 to 10,000 ads fight for our attention every single day? You have seconds, not minutes, to stand out. And the noise doesn't stop there. In the time it takes to read this, 30,000 hours of video are uploaded. While you slept, 376 billion emails hit inboxes worldwide. Every second, 87 new blog posts go live. The bottom line, you've got just 1.3 seconds before Gen Z scrolls past or tunes out. We'll call this infobesity, but it doesn't stop there. In addition to infobesity, ad skepticism, where fake news makes everyone doubt, competitive parity, when every brand sounds the same, and consumer control, where audiences decide what they'll watch, skip, or block. In other words, they put up do not disturb signs. So that's our battlefield. But here's the flip. In this noisy world, real relationships actually come to life, surprisingly, on social media. Hi, I'm Dr. Jim Barry, and welcome to Social Media and Influence Marketing. Back in 2010, about the time we launched our first courses on this topic, many of us saw social media as just another megaphone. Shout louder, reach further. But after conducting in-depth research with about 171 social media experts, we discovered the truth. It's not about blasting messages, it's about building relationships. Today's best marketers don't chase clicks, they earn trust by being useful, maybe with operational helpfulness, insightful, maybe what's going on in your industry, or simply human. So it's not about pushing people through a funnel, it's about guiding them on a journey with this content. And it takes them from their initial curiosity, maybe you exposed a pain point they weren't familiar with, to connection and ultimately to loyalty. That journey is what we call the influence funnel, and that's how we teach this course. For example, the influence funnel in this class shows how relationships grow in 3 stages. We go further in other classes. But in this one, module 1 is about awareness. This is where strangers first meet your brand. So you learn how to connect to pain points, spark heartfelt emotions to get them to like you, and deliver credible content for people to trust you more. Overall, you're moving this person from never heard of you to I know you, I like you, I trust you. Module 2 is about building interest. And here's where you move from that initial exposure to consideration. So you see how micro-influencers can be instrumental, storytelling with drama, mini films, thought leadership can turn passive followers into engaging prospects. But it's at module 3, desire, where we turn that interest into energy. So we'll design like viral content that fuels community interest, excitement, and interaction with your brand, but on their terms. And as a result, we'll start driving real brand engagement on a more regular basis. So from awareness, interest, to desire, this is how influence is built. And you won't just study it, you'll practice it. You'll test your knowledge with quizzes, but then come individual exercises designed for task mastery. This could be learning about skills such as building credible content, evaluating influencers, the ones you want to work with, and designing content that is capable of going viral. For example, the first exercise focuses on creating this credible content. This is where you learn to let your users do the talking. You show your cards instead of hiding them. For example, you become an open book on your prices, your competition, and your product issues. And you prove expertise with real evidence. So we start thinking product demos, how-to posts, or customer stories. The goal is to earn the trust the way classic journalism once did, through facts, transparency, and objectivity. Now, the second exercise spotlights these micro-influencers, and this is where you learn looking at a post from 1,000 followers, so in other words, not a celebrity influencer, and you look at qualifying them based on maybe where their audience fits. Does it really suit your brand target? Does it feel authentic? And their engagement, are they just followers liking you? Or are they actually commenting, asking questions, and connecting? Then you rework their post to boost authenticity. Some of you may use behind the scenes moments, adding a poll, or framing the content as a relatable story. The goal is how this credibility could transfer from an influencer to your brand and how to make that connection stronger. The third exercise is all about viral content that spreads. So we'll move beyond just simple scheduling like lining up your posts on a calendar just to stay active, and you begin to step into strategy. Here, you'll design stories, maybe Instagram reels or interactive threads that people actually want to share because they strike an emotional chord. Then come the group projects. All right, these are designed for beyond just task mastery, but more of broader applications. Each one matches a stage of that influence funnel, so you can apply your skills to the bigger picture. For awareness, for example, you'll create drama mini-films. These are short, cinematic stories that reveal audiences' struggles and values. It's less ad, and it's more like mini Netflix episodes. For interest, we step into LinkedIn groups in building authentic thought leadership. So this project will focus on 3 pillars. First, using these groups for local outreach exposure, connecting with community causes, for example, that can spotlight your brand's values and contribution to the community. Second, it's about endorsements and insights where I earn credibility with my involvement, peer professional associations, and sharing my expertise with them. And third, value sharing partnerships. This is where I start to form alliances with related industries to extend my reach and strengthen trust. Together, these moves show how LinkedIn groups can turn professional networking into real influence. For the desire part, our third project involves designing challenge campaigns. Hashtag contests that generate buzz. They're very good at inviting creativity, and they can be used to enlist your micro-influencers as promoters or judges. So together, these projects take you from task mastery to strategic application, showing how each skill connects to the funnel stages that drive your influence. In terms of the course itself and the deliverables, everything is delivered through interactive flipbooks that have embedded videos, podcasts, and project templates, and they're always updated to the latest trends. Canvas keeps everything organized so you'll never miss a step. So get ready. This course isn't about chasing algorithms. It's about creating relationships that last, communities that matter, and influence that spreads. Let's get started.